Once upon a time, in a small village surrounded by mountains, there lived a 24-year-old young man named Marco. Marco was always restless. His mind was always full of many thoughts. All day long, different thoughts came and went, making him feel tired and uncomfortable. He often felt sad about his past and worried a lot about his future. Because of these thoughts, his mind was like a storm. He could not stay calm, could not sleep well, and even forgot how to smile. One day, Marco heard about a faraway village in the hills. People said that a wise old man lived there. This old man used to be a famous psychologist in the city. He had helped many people and taught them how to find peace in their minds. Now he was old. He had left the busy city life and started living in a quiet village close to nature. Sometimes he gave advice to people who visited him. Marco became curious and hopeful. He thought that he must go and meet that old man. Maybe this wise man could help him find peace. After many long and tiring days of travel, Marco finally reached the village in the hills. When he arrived, he saw a small house covered with green plants. The old man was sitting quietly on the porch with his eyes closed. He looked very peaceful. Marco went to him and said softly, "Grandfather, my mind is very restless. I cannot stop thinking. I want peace in my heart. Can you help me?" The old man slowly opened his eyes and gave a calm smile. He said, "So, you are looking for peace? Then come with me. I will give you a small task." He took Marco to a small yard. Then he filled a glass with water all the way to the top. The glass was so full that even a small shake would make the water spill. He gave the glass to Marco and said, "Walk from here to the edge of the village and come back. But remember, you must not spill even one drop of water." Marco was surprised, but he wanted to do well, so he accepted the challenge. He carefully held the glass and started walking. The road was narrow and busy. Some people were walking, some were running. Shopkeepers were calling to customers and dogs were barking. But Marco did not look around, kept his eyes only on the glass. Step by step, he walked slowly and carefully. People looked at him with surprise, but nobody disturbed him. They understood he was learning something important. Finally, Marco came back to the old man and said, "Grandfather, I did it. I did not spill even one drop of water." The old man smiled and said, "That is good. But tell me, did you see the children playing on the side of the road? Did you hear the dogs barking?" Marco looked surprised and said, "No, I did not see or hear anything. I was only focusing on the glass." The old man smiled again and said gently, "That is the secret, something that was always inside you, but you did not know. When your mind stays in the present moment, there is no space for fear, no confusion, and no extra thoughts. You were only thinking about the water. At that time, your mind became completely quiet. You were not sad about the past. You were not afraid of the future." Slowly, Marco began to understand. This was the peace he had been searching for. Peace is not something we find outside. Peace is already inside us when we live in the present moment. Marco bowed his head and said softly, "Grandfather, now I understand. If I want to calm my mind, I must keep my mind in this moment. That is when real peace comes." The old man smiled again. The sun was setting, and the last light touched the ground. Birds were flying back to their nests. Marco started walking back home, but now he was not the same restless young man. He had changed. He felt peaceful inside because now he knew how to keep his mind calm. If you liked the story, please give it a like and share it with your friends. And do not forget to subscribe to our channel for more inspiring stories like this one. Thank you for staying with us. See you in the next story with new thoughts and new lessons. Until then, stay well and stay peaceful.